Hello people and welcome to another tutorial. Today we are going to be completely anonymous on the net or a network administrated wireless network. For first we're going to have to change our MAC address. Now there's no way that you change your MAC address. As you all know, there's actually a chip. It's physically inside your computer, but what we can do is make it so different for people. Make it so differently for people, right? So what we're going to do is that we're going to use the command mag changer. Then we are going to be putting -r or any command you like. It could be a specific one, which is something I recommend. So let's say you work for Campeak WL1110 or company that uses this type of computer. You want to use this computer if you are attacking that network, because if not, the network administrator will be suspicious because they know that only their employees can connect to this internet. Not any guest, not any citizens around, just their employees. You can specify your wireless network name or your Ethernet interface. You can check this with ifconfig, but just apply that to one of those. I'm gonna use my Ethernet interface. As you see, current MAC address, permanent MAC address. You can't actually change it. You can imitate permanent MAC address with dash help, but we are not going to adjust that for this tutorial. Now we are going to have to set up our network. Okay, we want to specify the directory it's in, which is etc. And you want to put it into a managed state, where you're going to have to put this option to true. Exit this. Now it won't actually take effect unless you restart it. Define what service it is. Just restart it. Restart it. There you go. Unrecognized service. This is very cache sensitive. Oh yeah, it's very cache sensitive. Find network or application, which is network manager. This is going to disconnect you from the internet. Okay, we connect. I will turn off my and turn on my virtual machine, and I will see you there. Once you have restarted your virtual machine or your operating system, we are now going to install some packets. So I want to use sudo, and I want to application get and install Tor. It's gonna prompt you if you would like to download it or not, and you obviously do. This is be able to allow us to set up a proxy chain, which is going to mimic us. It's kind of like our middleman. It's going to act like us, retrieve the information, but it's not going to use our information. Now, this is optional and recommended, so go to your directory you have downloaded it. I'm going to configure that file. Now, these hashes are going to disable or enable. I recommend dynamic chain. It's going to fluctuate your proxy chain. Strict chain will keep on trying to locate at the one position. Always have proxy DNS request to be not leaking any DNS request, and always put SOCKS 5. And then define whatever's up here, your port and your IP address, which is already in there. Just put SOCKS 5. Okay, now what you want to do is that you want to start the proxy chain. So we're going to define the service, which is Tor, and you want to start that service. Now you could put proxy chain and define whatever website that you use, whatever net browser that you use. Mine is Firefox, which is built into Kali Linux. So I want to set up the proxy chain. Now it is much slower when you're using a proxy chain or a virtual private network or something of a kind. And it's just gonna say here that I am from Winnipeg, where we're allowed from Canada. Freaking maple bacon. Uh, and yeah, it's going to basically anonymize yourself. Now with virtual private network, which we will get into very soon, we're gonna have to link our ISP. Let's have its host name and IP, obviously, and different countries. So it says the country is United States, but it says right here Canada. So that's obviously gonna confuse the person trying to track you. Now next up, what we have is a virtual private network. What we're gonna do is that we're gonna install some packets. You can use any VPN opener. I'm using the basic open VPN. There's many out there. There's PPP2P, there's Strong SWAN, there's even graphical user interfaces out there. But we're just gonna install OpenVPN. This is allowing us to extract and actually use the virtual private network. This is useful for, in general, just encrypting your data. And why would you want to encrypt your data? Well, it's so that hackers and people trying to look what you are posting in the domain server cannot understand what you are looking at. Okay? They would just get absolutely nothing. It would get a whole bunch of hashes, and those are completely useless. So what's something that seems to be hashes? So what we're going to do is that we are now going to download any virtual private network service that you would like. For me, I'm going to use one that's not recommended, but it does require sign up, so why not? This is also useful to gain access to something that's blocked inside your school or workplace. And the proxy chain, so it's not just for being anonymous or encrypting your data. Those are also other options. There's plenty of other ones. Choose the most communist one. This is, or any country that would preferably not give away their details. It is zip files, you are gonna have distracted. Once you have extracted, you want to go to the directory, wherever it's located. Mine's in the root directory, inside desktop. I'm going to list it, and I'm going to choose the uncompressed ones. And basically just do the exact same input, but with the actual file. I did not copy it, unfortunately. Bam. Now you can see the certificates here. I prefer the up down vision, so vertical vision. And now we're going to do is that we're going to use one of these. I'm going to use OpenVPN for this particular process, and we're going to open this. You use any, I'm just going to use TCP80, put in your username, and then put in your password. Now this actually isn't registry. These passwords are basically for everyone, so it doesn't matter if you see them or not. Close all your tabs. Did have them open, the initial sequence would not be completed. But as you see here, it clearly is. Now you're going to have to change your internet service provider. Oh, okay. Receive process exiting. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my name service. For this, you're going to have to access resolve.conf. That's not it. Mano, etc. It is resolve.conf, I believe. Yes, okay. You can search any, uh, such as your school network. It will usually be that, so it doesn't have to be tx.r.com. I'm going to cancel my internet service providers, and I'm going to use one that I prefer. This is OpenDNS. You can use any that you would like, though. I recommend a few. That way, if one shuts down, you'll still be anonymous. Once you've gone that, now you're change your internet service provider. And now you are going to connect to the net. Okay, so unfortunately, VPN book servers are apparently they're down. The authentication is failing, which is not correct. I exactly even copy pasted the password. So something is obviously not right here with the servers. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. Just choose a more reliable one, a paid one. I recommend a paid one, so just ignore the VPN. Paid ones will highly not likely check your logs. Free VPNs, they will check your logs and they'll give them to anybody that asks for them. So that sucks horribly. But what we're going to do is that we are going to put a manual proxy chain. So, and for that, it's pretty simple. Just remember the proxychange.conf. Just put whatever ports and IP addresses that you would like over here down the bottom. Hash out yours, and then you'll have yours. So, for instance, socks 5. I repeat 1 socks 5. Tab blah blah blah. They put the port, which is could be anything. So once you have that, you want to cancel out these two right here. We're all trying to do that for now. I'll save this and exit out. So now when you have that, your certificate method has been enabled. Even tells you how to solve with the link for it. No certification has been enabled. I do have my verification certificate. That's what I use OpenVPN for. I'm just assuming that the servers are down since this is free VPN. Now we're gonna have a more reliable one. But for this reliable one, we don't want to access it as root because this is a very dark place. It's even called the darknet. It's called the Tor browser. 90% of the darknet is legal, and 90% people are dating and use Tor browser normally. So don't worry. Don't worry that if you just instantly gain access, you are going to be dragged or something. If you are going to get dragged using a VPN proxy chain that I just showed you how to do. Remember to keep your browser minimized, and what you're going to do, and use a virtual machine, and what you're going to do is that you are just going to be adding a user, add user, and then put any name, anonymous. The whole point of being anonymous is to not put in your personal information. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, it doesn't type in. So it is typing it in. Enter the variables, enter the default. Okay, now you have added your user. Don't listen to those stupid people who are saying change it to true. Don't, okay? Don't do that, because if you get attacked, then they have root directory, and that's not what you want. That's not what you want for a virus or a hacker. That's what they want. So briefly, just clean up your computer here, and now we can install it. Okay, we're gonna use Tor. torproject.org. I'm going to download Tor. Whatever operating system that you have. Mine is Kali Linux. We are going to be saving this file. It's actually quite simple. It's downloaded like anything else. Put it here, whatever, and extract it. If you're having the same problem with the VPN, I will highly look into it. Maybe, or you can use different service. I do recommend that, but I will highly fix that for you if you have any problems. I am here to have any questions. If you want any explanation of why and how, I will helpfully do that in the comments down below. So it's not say unauthorized, but you just want to open this up and you're gonna connect. You could put a proxy chain because some countries like China, they don't want you to look at the freedom of the United States or something of a kind. So you obviously do not want to get in trouble with the Chinese government. Although I'm pretty sure some most foreigners use it for. You can search the hidden wiki, which is the correct paginations for the darknet. Here, there's your onion layers. Now, my IP address is going in a constant loop here and bouncing across other IP addresses in a layer of onions. This is a layer of encryption. Basically, we just all these dot onions, as you can see here, they are hacking tools, right? The hacker, other things like that. They are even marketplace drugs. There's financial. There's a whole bunch of illegal stuff here. There's child pornography. There's horrible stuff here that you not obviously want to get into. But it does have some useful tools. I don't recommend you to download anything unless you know that it's certified by people such as me or professionals out there. If not, do not download it at all. Even though it would be on a virtual machine, it says a possibility that if you do have bridging, it could affect your host machine, or maybe if you have a wireless adapter that's connected to your host and to your virtual machine, you could possibly still be hacked, and that's not what you want. Other than that, that's basically all I have for this tutorial. If you enjoyed this video, have any questions, or want me to explain anything, when, how, or why, I will gladly do that, and I will see you in the next tutorial.